Good morning. Good morning. A beautiful day. Y'all gonna watch the Super Bowl today?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, all right? No, me neither. Oh, I want to welcome all the birthday people that are here today that are joining us. We have, I think, about 6 of them that are birthdays this month. So is there anybody here right now that has a birthday? Jamie. Happy birthday, Jamie. Many more.
My wife's is the 8th.
Ah, see, it's that day of celebration, right? So, want to do the statement of faith? It was there. There, it's the opening. Oh. So, the mission statement, would you say it with me? We want to welcome community. Try it again?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, we are welcome community supporting our mutual quest for spiritual strength. And the next. There's one present and one power active in the universe and in my life. God the good. Amen. So would you join me in prayer right now? Let's just go within and connecting with that infinite divine, knowing that we are all one in this great universe. So I know that each and every one that is here today is here to be inspired by music, by the message, and by fellowship. For as we turn within and listen to that infinite presence within and connect with the Almighty, there is peace. There is love. How good it is to connect, to be able to know that higher presence within each and every one of us. For it is all good, it is all God. So I know today is a glorious day. The sun is out. And it feels so good to see that in the morning as it comes up over the horizon. What a joy it is to be alive and in this time, and at this center, the unity of Remington. For we are that divine expression. And as we connect today, say hello to a new friend. And with this, I give great joy and release my word into the universe, knowing that it is so. And together we say, and so it is. Keep going? Okay. So, will we come and do the lighting of the flames? So this ceremony is promoting the universal consciousness of life, which acknowledges that all people in all faiths come from that one great universal presence, which we call spirit. Fundamentally to this truth is the unifying nature of all religious thoughts and experience, which we honor here today. So as the first candle is lit for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, it's the natural way. The next is for the shamanic tradition, honoring the beliefs and practice of all native people. Followed by the Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge and action and devotion. The next is for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by action and devotion. The next is for the candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion, wisdom, love, and kindness. We light the next candle for Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. The next is for all forms of Israel, honoring the path of submission to the will of God as the highest calling. Next is the Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. And the next candle is for all forms of New Thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. The next candle is for all who are yet unaware of the power and presence of spirit in their lives, and for the space that we're holding for them at this church, and for all those religions unnamed in this ceremony. And the last candle is the Christ candle. And when it is lit, please put silently into the light the names of anyone you wish to have experienced that healing flame of God's eternal love. And now we have our congregation song.
In this moment, in this place, I remember who I am, letting fear and worry fall away from me. I open my eyes and see there is only love. There is only love, love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. When I lose myself, when it seems I've lost my way, when I go inside and quiet my mind, I can hear Spirit gently say, there is only love. There is only love, love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love.
Nothing like breaking the microphone.
Usually we have the Daily Word here, and Marilyn usually is our presider for that. She's still in the hospital. I just want to let you know she's very positive. One day she knows she's going to walk through that door and come back, and then the next day she's not quite sure where she's going to be. So we're walking through that. So right now it's just on hold, but it will be coming back. I just want to see how I'll know in the next couple of weeks for sure what the doctors say, and then we'll make a decision. And then I'll be opening up to something new coming from the Daily Word. So please bear with me with that. So we'll go to our next song.
Yeah. First of all, I saw Marilyn on Friday, and she's in really good spirits. She is probably going to be moving to a assisted living. That's what they're in the process of doing. But she's in really good spirits. She knows, as we all know, she's not her body. She knows that she knows the truth for herself and for all of us, and it's inspiring to talk to her. So I would, as Nora knows, I would say that anybody that wants to should go see her, because it's kind of inspiring. Just to
Where
talk
is
to
she?
her. She is at Northwoods Lodge in Silverdale.
What's your last name?
Marilyn Carlson. Marilyn Carlson. Now, I'm going to do a song. I bet you never thought you would be singing Elvis in church. They're going to be singing Elvis in church.
His whole beginning was gospel and spiritual.
Yeah. Well, this is not one of his gospel songs.
Oh, my God.
But I think it's a very spiritual song. If you put God in the place of some girl. Wise men say only fools rush in, but I
did some. So, today we have the pleasure of having Deborah Clay, one of our chaplains here at the church. And I asked her last week, would she honor us and to help me preside, and she said yes. So when we talked a little bit, I asked her this morning, you know, this is our theme for the month, is that listening with a loving heart. And she really resonated with that. So tell me, what's been going on that you're listening to your heart?
Well, I think for all of us, we're aware that there's lots going on in the world, all around the world. You just need to, you know, open a newspaper or listen to the news or whatever. There's lots going on in the world, and some of it is very distressing. And being sensitive people, sometimes we wonder, well, how can I help? What could I contribute? What could I do? And that's when we are reminded that every day we need to spend a little time in prayer or meditation to go within and listen for that still small voice that helps us deal with these situations. They may be in our personal life, they may be things going on in the world, but sometimes the Spirit will have a message for us that, you know, indicates something that we can do, even if it's just sending a blessing to somebody. The Course in Miracles says every beneficent thought has meaning and impact. It matters. So if you're thinking about somebody who maybe has a health challenge, you know, maybe the message is just pray for that person, send them some loving thoughts, and that would really bless and help and support them.
Yeah, and it does make a big difference too, because when two people come together in prayer, if we all pray, then we know that divine principle is happening in that person's life, because that, you know, they feel that presence when the prayer goes out. They just feel that there's so much love in their heart. So thank you very much. Appreciate that, Debbie. Thank you. And now would you have our information? Say it once and then we can repeat it.
I listen to a deeper knowing and I hear my true voice.
I
Together,
listen to
a deeper knowing and I hear my true voice.
I want to say it again, one more time.
I listen to a deeper knowing and I hear my true voice.
Wow, thank you very much.
This is another one that we've done, so you all should know it, as long as we have love.
Wait.
As long as we have love, we have a way. As long as we have love, we have a way. As long as we have love, as long as we have love, as long as we have love, we have a way. As long as we have love, we have a way. As long as we have love, as long as we have love, as long as we have love, we have a way.
Well, this is the time for us to go into the silent prayer, connecting with that infinite presence within us. And I think it's good when we can just go into the silence and just connect. So just please join me and connect with that infinite divine that is within you. And just be still and know that you are God, God's expression. Thank the presence of the Almighty within you, and knowing that you are that expression of love. And slowly, when you're ready, come back into the room. And together we say, Amen. So today my topic is it's a great mystery revealed. And when I thought about the topic, I thought, what am I going to talk about? What is it that is coming forth for me? And what jumped out for me was the Apache prayer and how we can see the Christ consciousness through this prayer. It's one of my favorite. May the sun bring you new energy by day. May the moon softly restore you by night. May the rain wash away your worries. May the breeze blow new strength into your being. And may you walk gently through the world and know its beauty all the days of your life. And I thought about that, and I kind of went over it this whole week, and what came up for me was my grandfather came to mind. Yeah, my grandparents raised me, and they were quite up there in years, so they were young. And I used to sit by, he would sit in the chair, and I would sit by his legs, and he would brush my hair. And he would tell me stories of how he came to America and how he came out over on the ships and through Canada and then into the United States. And he fought in the Poncha Villa War. And then he fought in World War I and he was shot. So he retired from there. But he used to tell me stories. And he'd say, you're a descendant from the cave people, maybe before that even the monkeys. And I'd say, oh, Grandpa, you're just telling me silly stories and we make me laugh. And he said, no. He said, you know, somewhere years ago, generations after generations, centuries ago, he said the family tree started, and he would, you know, would go through the different things. And I would say, oh, Grandpa, you know. He said, no, one day, you know, there was probably Indians that lived in teepees, and there were, and he'd say, and there were maybe kings and queens and stuff. And I'd say, oh, Grandpa, no. He'd say, no, we're descendants from Indians. And I'd look at him and he'd have this olive skin and high cheekbones, and I'd go, are we really from the Indians? And then I would see the TV and I'd see, you know, the cowboys killing the Indians, and I'd go, oh, I'm not gonna tell anybody I'm from the Indians because they might kill me. But can you imagine a 6 or 7-year-old little girl, you know, was like, oh my goodness. But he was so amazing. He said, someday there's gonna be a woman president, a black president, and we're gonna go to the moon. And I think, oh, Grandpa, you don't know what you're talking about.
That's cool.
You know, and then years later, we had presidents and we've been on the moon. So when I think about that now, it brings me great comfort, but we all are descendants from somewhere, right? I've never checked down the family tree, but, you know, I thought, well, maybe someday, and then I thought, oh, does it really matter? Does it really matter? But the stories, I never recorded them, and I wish I did, because he would tell me some fantastic stories. And even in one of the museums, one of the ships that he came over on was like in glass at the museum in Boston. But you know, it's funny how if we recorded all of the stories that our grandparents or aunts or uncles or anybody from history, can you imagine the legacy we would leave, you know, to the children? Sometimes I tell my boys, you know, you came from the Indians, and they go, oh my, you know, what are you smoking? But it was really, really funny, you know, and that kind of like brought it, you know, and I thought, well, what does that story have to do with my topic today? And I thought, well, there must be a message in there for me to listen to the stories and remember them. So if we look at the first line, may the sun bring you new energy by day. What does it mean? Well, let's explore that. Spiritual principles are the same, constant, unchanging, and impersonal. They work with or without our understanding and hold no opinion of our behavior. What a relief it would be to understand what they are and how we can work with them. The first principle is God is all there is and present everywhere, right? This is the force of love and wisdom that underlies all of our existence. The law of the universe is part of the sun, and it gives us our vitamin D, right? Think about it. God is everywhere present. God created the universe. God is everywhere available. This is the force of love and the wisdom that underlines all of existence. And when you think about that, wow, the world today and where it is, and how generations and how far we've come through life, it's really, really amazing. The second one is, may the moon softly restore you by night. As we rest and we meditate and sleep, we restore our bodies, knowing as we sleep, we know that God is absolutely God everywhere, present, even when we sleep. So we never have to worry. When we go to sleep, we're connecting with that infinite divine. We're restoring the cells in our body. Think about that. Think about how magnificent we are and the things that we think generate in our body. So the second principle, humans, beings are divine at the core and therefore inherit good. We inherit the beauty that is within us, the voices, the breath that we breathe, the eyes, the heel, just who we are in general. We're perfect. Even sometimes when we don't think we are perfect, because we are God's creation. May the rain wash away your worries. Boy, I thought about that. Wouldn't that be wonderful to wash away our cares? To jump into a shower and come out feeling refreshed and leaving all of that there, you know? When I think about it, and I think, yeah, every day I'm cleansing my body. Every day I'm refreshing my soul. I'm listening to that inner voice within me. And when we can think about that next time you go into a shower or take a bath, just release all the cares and woes and all the things that hold us back from our highest good. Because when we can do that, we step into a new being of who we are. It is so important sometimes just to take care of ourselves. Think about that the next time. Wash away all the doubt, all the fears. Or better yet, let it bring you new ideas and grow in peace. How many of us can do that? Sometimes it's kind of hard for me to do that because I'll step in and I'll be, I'm thinking of all the things I have to do, and then I step out and and then I think, oh, wait a minute, maybe I should step back in. Maybe I should step back in and rethink that and listen to the voice. And what lessons am I learning from the things that happen in my life? That's the key. Instead of looking at a situation, look at what is good in that situation. Look about the things and how we can improve our lives every day, how we show up, how we connect with another individual. Are we criticizing? Are we loving? Are we sharing truth or maybe something that's not so true? Because how we show up in life is how life comes back to us. It mirrors what we're thinking. Think about that. How are we showing up? Are we coming from love? Are we listening and being guided by the Almighty? Even though you do not believe in me, believe in the works, that you may know and understand that the Father is in me, and I in the Father. John 10:38. Pick up the Bible every once in a while and just open it, let it drop. There's always a message to behold there. May the breeze blow new strength into your being. In John 14:7 it says, if you know me, you will know my Father also. From now on, you do know him and have seen him. I like that because it connected me with the strength within me, and the strength is within you. Like a breeze that touches our cheeks with a kiss. I don't know where I got that from, but it really felt good, because I think about every time the breeze blows and it's blowing in your face, when you can think about it as a kiss from God. God is the creative force behind sweeping galaxies and tiny little forms of bewildered fractal patterns and perfectly seasonal cycles of the mind-blowing beauty and pure potential. The oak tree and the acorn, the child in the microscope, a twist of the DNA. God for grown-ups is far outside the human pattern of thinking. Any limits to God are our own. So we limit ourselves when we tell ourselves we're not good enough. We can't do that, we're not smart enough. We limit ourselves. But when we can look and say, yes, I can do anything through the grace of God, you'll make that step forward. You'll take that journey. You'll try something new. You'll experience a new class or whatever it may be. That's when you're listening to that infinite divine. Next time you feel the breeze upon you, think about it as the presence of the divine sending you a touch of love, reminding you how special you are, filling you with the strength and new strength you'll need to live life to the fullest. Think about that. The sun, the moon, the earth. Think about that. If we can look at life in a different and new eyes, that every day is beautiful, even when it rains, even when the storms come, the snow. When we were driving in today, I saw the frost on the leaves, and I thought, oh, it's frosting over here. And Linda said, yeah, but there was frost at home. And I said, no, there was no frost there by the water. And she said, yes, there was. But I did not see it. I only saw the water and the sun and the clouds and beautiful. I mean, last night I saw the most beautiful sunset. Did you see it last night? How pink and beautiful the sky was? That's a gift. But when we can look at that as the gift, we embrace it that we love being who we are. That's the gift that God gives us, a simple little sunset. May you walk gently through the world and know its beauty all the days of your life. This day reminds me of Principle 1. It allows me to know God in new ways, to stretch my understanding of all that is. God is absolutely good, everywhere present and available. God is in all forms of life, not all powerful, but all power, not all knowing, but all knowledge, and present everywhere. God is the stars, the rocks, the animals, and people. God is love, the creative wisdom that human beings express every day. We express God through us. We express how we show up in life, the smile, maybe seeing a brand new baby, maybe somebody just saying a kind word or just saying you're beautiful, you're magnificent. I love your voice. I love being in your presence. Little things like that can really help through life. All that we are and have is God, and we can never be separate from the universal power, which is you and I. Let me leave you with this. Be kind to yourself. Live in the present, not in the future or in the past. Read your daily word, as Marilyn would say, every day. Help people help themselves to get happier. We experience a happier, more fulfilling life by consciously using universal metaphysical principles. You are the Christ in expression, a spark of divinity within you. This Christ spirit, the very essence is of God, and therefore you are the inherently good. This is the force of love and wisdom that underlines all existence. God is all there is. Everywhere available. Everywhere available. At every moment, every second of every day. Just as the light of understanding enables Jesus to become the Prince of Peace, so also we can become expressions of love and peace in the whole world. In the light of understanding, there is but one world, one people, all children of God. Thank you for listening, being here today. Remember to love yourself. Forgive any mistakes that you may have made, and remember how great you are. Peace be with you always. May the sun bring you new energy by day. May the moon softly restore you by night. May the rain wash away your worries. May the breeze blow new strength into your being. And may you walk gently through the world and know its beauty all the days of your life. Namaste. God be with you always. Thank you for being here today. Jen?
Another love song.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
I just want to let you know that I was saying I saw Marilyn Friday. She reads the Daily Word every morning to her roommate. Right across the way.
She may not be reading it for you, but she's reading it for somebody.
Some say love, it is a river that drowns the tender reed. Some say love, it is a razor that leaves and the soul afraid of dying that never learns to live. When the night has been too lonely and the road has been too long, and you think that love is only for the lucky and the strong, just remember in the winter, far beneath the bitter snows, lies the seed that with the sun's love in the spring becomes a rose.
Thank you, Marilyn. Sally, that was one of my favorite songs. I love that, The Rose. Oh, God. Brings me lovely memories. Oh. So, with the ushers, time for offering today. And would you hold your gift over your heart and say with me, divine love in and through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I am, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God. You want to sing I'm So Blessed? I'm so blessed, I'm so blessed, I'm so grateful for all that I have. I'm so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so blessed.
So together as a congregation, let's bless these tithes and offerings. And together, Mother, Father, God, we bless these offerings to your higher purpose. May they help this congregation and this church thrive and continue, and to be able to reach out into the community and give back. Let it bless the giver, and let it bless the receiver. Thank you, Father, Mother, God. Amen.
Amen.
Announcements? Should I come forward? Cindy, will give us our announcements today.
Okay, as you know, we've got Thursday night Course in Miracles, so that's always a wonderful thing, as Debbie mentioned, and Jamie's been heavily involved, and a lot of people, a lot of good information comes from A Course in Miracles. For those of you that don't have a copy of the Daily Word, we do have some extras available, so they're available for $3. This is halfway through the 2-month period, so if you'd like one, come see me or Mary Ellen real quick before we head out the door. Wanted to reach out, I spoke with Lois, George and Lois, and they're feeling a little lonely, a little isolated, so I told them we were thinking of them, we're praying for them, but if you could send a little extra oomph, or if you know their numbers and would like to reach out to them, they could use to hear, a kind word and a kind voice if they haven't been able to come see us in quite a while, and They're just not able to, but they do miss us and sometimes watch online.
Do you have their address?
Yeah, I'll get that to you, absolutely, if you'd like to send a card or something. We did send a card a month or two ago, and they loved that. So, on their way out, oh la la, oh la la. All I know is there's a winery out there that I've got to check out. And them, of course, I was there at their house, but the winery. But I digress. So if you would like it, and of course, we post the Daily Word daily on our Facebook page. And you can also get it at unity.org. But again, we've got extra copies, $3. Come see us. I think there's anything else. That's it. So there we go.
Okay, would you please stand so we can do the next song? Got it? Okay, all right.
There be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with thee. The light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, and the presence of God